Early 2026, a state-linked Iranian APT group known as MuddyWater was silently infiltrating banking systems, aviation infrastructure, defense supply chains, and critical networks. Across the Middle East, surveillance cameras were quietly hijacked, turned into remote intelligence platforms, movements tracked, damage assessed, all from thousands of miles away. Undetected, their weapon, Dindoor, a malware engineered to be invisible. No alerts, no traces, just silent persistence. To challenge it head-on, Innefu created a controlled, isolated environment and released Dindoor inside it. The question was simple. Could RapiDFIR uncover what was designed to stay hidden? There was only one way to know. Run the simulation. It all started when an alert comes from the SOC team and a suspicious IP address was flagged. The forensic team activated RapiDFIR remotely. No physical access required. The compromised system, wherever in the world it sat, was now reachable. And the investigation began. The investigation would follow the MITRE attack framework, the globally recognized standard used by forensic and intelligence teams worldwide to map, understand, and document how cyber attacks unfold. From the first point of entry to the final impact, every technique the attacker used would be identified, named, and evidenced. The first move, network triage. RapiDFIR pulled every active and recent network connection from the compromised system, established connections, domains accessed, data transferred, TCP tables, UDP tables, ARP tables, network adapters, a complete picture of everything the machine had been talking to. The team searched the TCP table for the flagged IP address. Two results, one showing the status as established, and there, in the process name column, something that had no business being there, a JavaScript runtime, sitting inside a user folder, holding an active established connection to a suspicious external IP. The team marked it as critical. The first thread had been pulled. The logical next step, find the file, understand its surroundings. RapiDFIR's file structure, triage, let the team navigate directly to the folder in question, examining what else lived alongside Dino.exe, what had been placed there, what had been modified. A capable attacker doesn't just get in, they make sure they can stay in. The team moved to persistence triage, examining the Windows registry for any entries designed to survive a reboot. They found it, a registry key, named Papa_software10, flagged immediately, not for any technical signature, but for exactly what it was. A name that didn't belong. Attached to it, a .vbs file, a visual basic script, sitting quietly in the registry, and the thread kept unraveling. The team returned to file structure triage, this time following the path of the .vbs file. In the same directory, a PowerShell script, a .ps1 file. The integrated virus total search had an answer. Multiple security vendors confirmed it as malicious. The same file that had been hiding in the system connected to the same chain of events. The dots were beginning to connect. Now came the deepest layer of the investigation. Windows event logs. The system's own record of everything that had happened. Every process created, every file written, every connection established. RapiDFIR mapped these logs directly against the MITRE attack framework. And here, Innefu's in-house agentic AI, built into RapiDFIR, stepped in. With a single click, the investigative team could query the AI in plain language, asking it to explain the threat they were looking at, what it meant, and why it mattered. Complex forensic findings, translated instantly, no manual lookup, no external tools, intelligence, on demand, at every step of the investigation. It had built itself. Using a compression utility already present on the system, the malware had quietly assembled its own executable. One file creating another. It had run itself, hidden inside PowerShell, bypassing the system's execution policy, triggered automatically by the same .vbs file buried in the registry. No user clicked anything, no prompt appeared. It simply ran. And while it ran, it reached out to a second IP address, one the SOC team had never seen, now visible in the logs. It had dug itself in. The registry entry for Papa_software10 wasn't accidental. It was a guarantee. A run key, pointing to a suspicious folder, ensuring that every time this machine started, the malware came back with it. It had called home, a curl process, a URL with Deno's name in it, a file being pulled down from a remote server, the attacker reaching in from the outside, updating, instructing, controlling. And it had delivered its payload. The same compression utility, now unzipping the file it had just downloaded. Deno.zip, the process that started this entire investigation, hadn't been there from the beginning. It had been built, downloaded, and installed by the malware itself, step by step, right under the system's nose. The team laid every event out in order. The complete story of an infection, from the moment it arrived to the moment it made itself at home. With the kill chain established, the team swept the entire log set. Every IP address, every file name, every keyword the investigation had surfaced. Each hit examined, each confirmed threat marked critical. More malicious IPs emerged, more compromised files surfaced. Then Yara, RapiDFIR's built-in malware pattern detection, ran a final sweep. Cross-referencing everything against known malware signatures and behavioral patterns, it found the source, the original MSI file, the installer that started it all, the delivery vehicle for Dindoor, sitting on the system, now identified and documented. Every IP address, suspicious file, registry entry, connection between them, mapped as a single, complete network of relationships. The malware designed to be invisible, the one that hid inside a legitimate runtime, bypassed execution policies, had been found, traced, and then came the final act. Neutralization. In a traditional investigation, this would mean manually writing remediation commands, cross-referencing technical documentation, and relying entirely on specialist expertise. Here, the team simply asked. In plain language, Innefu's in-house agentic AI received the instruction, understood the context, and executed the remediation autonomously. The malware removed. This is what it looks like when the good guys win. But here's the question every organization needs to sit with. When a threat like this gets in, will you be able to trace the digital trail it leaves behind? Trace it, understand it, contain it, before it's too late. RapiDFIR lets you investigate compromised systems remotely. No physical access, no delays. See everything. Act with certainty.